There's more than meets the eye to Transformers Rise of the Beasts, but not more than meets the feet? I don't know. Hello everyone, I've watched Transformers Rise of the Beast, a sequel to Bumblebee, but doesn't have Haley Steinfeld, a prequel to the original Transformers movies, but doesn't have Josh Duhamel or any of those people, or Shia LaBeouf or Megan Fox. This one, Bumblebee, took place in the 80s. This one takes place in the 90s. It's directed by Steven Caple Jr., who did Creed 2. It stars Anthony Ramos, Dominique Fishback, Peter Cullen's obviously back as Optimus Prime, Ron Perlman is playing Optimus Primal, Pete Davidson is Mirage, Peter Dinklage is the bad guy, Scourge? Yeah. But you also got Michelle Yeoh, and you have Coleman Domingo as Unicron. And what happens is the trans warp key, which is being protected by the Beast Wars characters, the Maximals, I think so. Yeah, that sounds right. Maximals, Autobots, Decepticons, Unicron. You know, it's whatever. But the Beast Wars characters are protecting the transwarp key. They transwarp to Earth and are hiding it. And wouldn't you know it, Scourge and Unicron are looking for it. And dumb humans activate one part of the transwarp key. And Anthony Ramos' character gets wrapped up with Mirage. And wouldn't you know it, bingo bango, you got a Transformers movie called Transformers Rise of the Beasts. This movie is better than all the Michael Bay ones, for sure, but it's not as good as Bumblebee. So the movie, just like all other Transformers movies, starts off as like an indie drama, and then the Transformers show up. I mean, they technically show up before that as the prologue, but for like the first 20 minutes of the movie, you get the story of the humans and connecting them to the Transformers. What I was liking, I was like, man, this would make a nice little cute little indie drama movie. Because Anthony Ramos' character, Noah, has a little brother who's battling some illnesses. And Dominique Fishback's character, Elena, I think it's Elena, did not write it down. I'm sorry if I got that wrong. And she's like an archaeologist of some sort. And she sees this statue of a bird come in, and she breaks it on accident, and there's part of the transwarp key. And so you set all that up, and then obviously Optimus Prime is going to be grumpy because he's always grumpy. Something's always in his toe. You know, he's got a thorn in his toe or something all the time, always mad. But I will say the best part of this movie is Pete Davidson as Mirage and Peter Dinklage as Scourge. Scourge? I can't remember. There's so many names thrown out in this movie that it's been so long since I've cared about Transformers. Like, Michael Bay movies ruined any like attachment to Transformers that I just stopped paying attention and just purged that from my brain. But Peter Dinklage is just eating up this voice acting. The voice acting is actually, as always with all these movies, is actually good. Peter Dinklage is having fun. Pete Davidson's having fun. But yeah, the three Petes, they all do a great job. Ron Perlman is good. Which brings me to my biggest complaint of this movie is the Beast Wars characters are just there for the plot. Which, I mean, all characters are. But they're not featured. They're not the main characters. They're here to just like, they're part of the transwarp key story. So here they are later on. And you don't really get to see what you want to see, which is the Maximals. The reason everyone loves Beast Wars from the 90s cartoon is that they were such great, compelling characters, and the story was crazy, but in a good way. Time travel and all that stuff, because they're technically from the future and past, and you know, it's a whole thing. There's bad guys turning into good guys turning into bad guys. They sort of just like hand wave it, like, yeah, we've been here a while. That stuff actually happened, but we're not going to do that movie. We're going to do, once again, an Optimus Prime story. Bumblebee is obviously in this. Bumblebee's cool. Bumblebee's cool, and they know that, and they make good use of it. But yeah, the ending of this movie is just like, as with all these world-ending superhero Transformers action movies, it gets a little much when the thing in the sky is going to kill us all, yada, yada, yada. Beast Wars should not have been a plot device, should have been the main part of the movie, but can't complain too much because, you know what, it's a Transformers movie, and it's fine. It's fine. It's fine as an action movie. I think if you really love the Transformers movies, you'll come away loving this one. Anthony Ramos and Dominique Fishback are really, really good. As I said, the three Pete's, voice acting wise, are really good. Obviously, they cast Coleman Domingo because they're going to use him later on. Unicron's barely in this movie, but it's fun. It's fine. They're going to fold in G.I. Joes into this, and I think that's just hilarious because, you know what, G.I. Joes can't stand alone as their own movie. Proved it already. Each movie was bad. Barely made any money. Especially the last one. So fold it in, you know what, why not? And just have a good time. Just go bonkers with your shared Hasbro multiverse. Because, you know, Transformers, they're into the multiverse a long time ago. I'm going to give this 5 out of 10 Mirages. Why not? It's fun, it's great, it's whatever. It's not the best movie of the year. Probably wasn't trying to be. Probably just trying to save the Transformers universe from what Michael Bay did to it. It's got a long way to go, but Bumblebee and Rise of the Beasts are the best two Transformers movies. So, and then we're getting, I think, another animated one next year. So, things are looking good. 5 out of 10. Goodbye.
Un esercito di prodi da me